to Stitches with Charlie Feathers. This is episode 5. Oh, it's great to be here. I've been trying to record this for the last couple of weeks and it's just been like one thing after another. Like on and off I've been struggling a bit with my mental health. It's just been a bit full on at home with my 2 girls. I fell over yesterday and sprained my ankle, so I've been forced to rest. So I've been stitching quite a lot today while my eldest daughter's at school. But I thought that my eyes were getting a bit tired. Maybe it'd be a good idea spend this time while the house is quiet, because my husband's gone to pick up the girls. Well, pick up my eldest. He's took the youngest with him as well. And they've got like a bit of a social thing after school. They normally do on a Thursday, so I thought this is a good opportunity for me to sit down and record. So yeah, here I am. I just wanted to say thank you to all the people that got in contact with me about solutions for the Lowry stand or any other stands that they could recommend. Heather, a lady on Instagram, she's part of the Crafty Stitchers, if you watch that podcast with Crafty Old Man Steve. But Heather was so kind and she did this really detailed video for me of her Lowry table clamp with the side clamp on it, and it just looks absolutely fantastic, and I think it's going to work really well for me. And also Jess from Little by Picky, she was really kind and did a video for me about the Nerge seat stand that she's got, which also looks really fabulous, but I think it's going to topple a bit more for me than I'd like. I'd probably have to put quite a lot of books on it to stabilise it on my desk. And also it hasn't got the ability like the Lowry table clamp to flip your project really easily, so you can weave in your ends and things like that. So hang on, just let me take a drink. So I think my best option is going to be the Lowry table clamp. So as soon as I'm able to invest, I'm going to be. So a special thanks to Heather and to Jess. Thank you so much. And all the other people that got in touch with me with their recommendations. But for people to take their time out for me to make videos is just so special. So thank you very much. And I also wanted to say hello to all my new subscribers. It's so lovely to have you here. And if you've come back to watch me again, thank you. And if you enjoy this video and you'd like to keep watching my videos, then please press the like button and click subscribe, because that really helps me to, you know, become more of a part of this Flosstube community, which would be really lovely, because I'm making such lovely friends here, and it's just so lovely to be part of. So yeah, today I'm going to share. I've got 2 finished objects. I've got a few starts, but I've only got I've got 7 whips at the moment, so I thought I'd just do a quick whip parade, because I know a lot of people have been doing that recently, and I think I've worked a little bit on every single one. Maybe not 1 or 2, but the rest of them I definitely have. And I couldn't quite remember what I told you about last time, so I thought it's probably just easier for me to just do a whip parade. I've got a few plans, I've got a little bit of haul, and then at the end I was just going to name some Flosstubes that I've been watching. And what was the other thing I was going to do? Oh, just to talk to you about the Sitchy retreat that I'm booked onto next year, which is so exciting. So yeah, I've got a big pile here next to me, so I think I'll just start. Just whatever I pick up, maybe that's the best thing, whatever I pick up of the pile, and when the pile's finished we know we're through. So the first thing is a finished object, and this is Dirty Annie's Southern Style Purr-fect. This is the pattern, and this was so lovely to stitch. I was kindly lent this pattern by someone on Instagram because I couldn't find it in stock anywhere, and it was using Weeks Dye Works, Classic Colour Works and the Gentle Art threads. I've not used any specialty threads before, and I really enjoyed it. I really enjoyed the variegation of the thread, and that's something that I'd definitely like to do again. I've got quite a bit there left over. The only one I couldn't get was Weeks Dye Works Deep Sea, so I used a combination of DMCs. I used a strand of 3750 and a strand of 924 held together to try and achieve that. And I stitched this on Fabric Flair 32 count linen. And I just adore how this came out. Just love the colours. Oh, I just think that cat's so stunning. You can probably see a bit of the variegation there. It seems more so in the body here. But I just love this combination of colours. And actually within this pattern you do get a little button. Let's see, show you a little wooden button. Little heart. And the person did say that I'm welcome to use that if I wish to. So I think I am going to stitch it into a little pillow like it is on the pattern. So I'll just see if that button fits in with the fabrics that I select. The second FO I've got is this really lovely Barbara Anna. This is the Cosmic Dreams. I started this quite quickly because this was the freebie pattern that came with the people that participated in the Floral Dreams sale. And I started it quite quickly, but then I just couldn't finish it. I just don't know, I just hit a bit of a stall with it. This hair's quite time consuming, but I did really enjoy it, and I'm really happy with the finish stitch. I think it's really lovely. The only change I made on this was the back stitching. I decided to use Krynig. I don't know if that will show. So these here, there's just 3 of them. I just changed those for the Krynig that I had upstairs, that I'd used in another Barbara Anna project. And I stitched this on the Zweigart 32 count, and I think it's called Lavender, I think. No, what's it called? I think it might be Lavender. But yeah, I love it. Purple and pinks are my favourite colours. So this is a work in progress, but this is actually in a bag that I've stitched myself last weekend. I'm so chuffed with how this has turned out. And I used the tutorial that I used before for my Acorn Fairy bag, this one. I think it's called Elizabeth Can Stitch. I will link it in the drop down below. So I used her zippered project bag tutorial when I made the Acorn Fairy bag, but she also has on her channel one for this vinyl project bag, and it was so super easy to follow. I did order in the interface, the fleece fusible interfacing that she recommends on that tutorial. I got it on eBay and it was about £8.50 for half a metre. I'll probably be able to make 2 project bags out of that, and it's given it such a nice sturdy, oh it's lovely, it's really nice and bouncy, feels really protected, the project in there. And the fabrics I used, I'll just take the project out and then I can show you a bit better. So the fabrics I used, this purple, I think this is a polyester cotton mix that I got from a charity shop. I mean, it looks like a linen, but I don't think it is. It feels too soft to be a linen, and the way that to work with it, it was quite slippery to work with. It made me think it was like a polyester cotton blend, but I don't know for certain because I bought it from the charity shop for like £1 for a really big bit ages ago, and there was no label on it. But I really thought it went well with the coordinating fabric. So I got the cat fabric. This was a tea towel that I found as a 2-part set. So the other tea towel was like a white cotton waffle, just a plain cotton waffle tea towel. And then it had in these cats. And as soon as I saw these tea towels, I thought that has to come home with me. I don't know what I'm going to make it into, but I can't leave that fabric behind. So yeah, I thought this was perfect. And I don't know if you can see, but you can, I think. I used the glitter vinyl, which I bought from Dunelm Mill like a year ago, and it was really, really difficult to get the creases out of the vinyl. I'd had it stored away for a year from when I bought it at Dunelm, and it was all folded up and it was really, really creased. I put it under a whole stack of heavy books for a couple of days and it just didn't really touch it. I was thinking, what can I do? I laid it under a towel with a really thick towel over the top and tried ironing it on different settings. That didn't touch it. And I was starting to think, oh, maybe all is lost, like I'm just not going to be able to use it, or I'm going to have to just put up with the creases, which was not something I really wanted to do. Anyway, Yasmin Made with Love, because I talk to her most days on WhatsApp, I messaged her and said about this problem, and she says, from a scientific point of view, Charlie, if you put it in boiling hot water, then it should become more pliable, and then if you lay it flat under books, then hopefully it will flatten. So I was really scared to put the vinyl in boiling hot water. Like, I boiled the kettle, poured it in my washing up bowl, and then put the vinyl in. And I was really worried it was going to melt, but actually it was absolutely fine. The water did go a bit cloudy, obviously because of the treatment on the vinyl maybe, or because of the glitter. But yeah, it became really, really pliable. All the creases seemed to drop out of it. I sort of patted it dry with some tea towels and then put it on top of a wooden chopping board when it was semi-dry. And then I put loads of books on top of it and left it for a day, and then it was absolutely fine. I was able to like cut it and sew it, and the tutorial was absolutely brilliant. And I already had this purple zipper. I had that already. I think my daughter might have actually bought that. Well, I bought it for my daughter ages ago to make something for her. I think she asked for a project bag, but I haven't got around to making. But yeah, the only problem I had sewing this bag, and they were my own stupid mistakes, is when I was doing the mitered binding, I snipped the end of the zipper. I thought I'd snipped this end, which had the stopper on. Of course it wasn't, it was the actual zipper end, and my zip fell off. And I was like, this is a complete nightmare, what do I do? So I like YouTubed it, and yeah, it was fine. Like, my husband, he managed to follow this YouTube tutorial where we got the zipper on a fork, and then somehow we managed to get the zip back onto the teeth, and then it went on fine. It was a real fiddle. It took two of us, but we managed it. So that was like my only problem. If I hadn't have done that, I would have made this bag super quick. Like, it was a really speedy make. Compared to this one, it was really, really quick. And I would actually prefer to make one of these again rather than the zippered pouch. And I like the vinyl front. I like seeing what's in there. But anyway, that's enough about that. So this project is the Four Seasons Nitka cowl. These are the Four Seasons Nitka kit. These are the colours. And last time I showed you this, I'd finished Spring Girl. And now I finished Summer Girl's skirt. And let's see, have I got a big book or something here? Hang on a sec, I'll just get a big book to hold behind. Oh, hang on, I might be able to use this. There you go, that's a bit better. Yeah, that's better. So yeah, I started on Summer Girl's skirt here. Oh my gosh, I absolutely loved stitching this. It brought me so much joy. And I worked on this solidly for, I don't know, 3 or 4 nights I think it took me to do that. And look at her adorable little feet. Aren't they the most gorgeous things you've ever seen? So yeah, I'm slowly working my way up the bodice. But I've stopped doing this now because I've got obsessed with Barbara Anna's new freebie, which I'll show you in a minute. So yeah, I'm so happy with how this is going. I think it's looking stunning. And again, I asked Yasmin for help with that, like how many spaces should I leave, how many stitch spaces should I leave between the ladies? And she said 6, so which is what she did. So I'm following that, and it's going really well. So thanks, Yaz. Oh, now I've mentioned it, let's show you the new freebie from Barbara Anna. I have to apologise because I've only got a black and white printer, but this is Butterfly Dreams, and this is the new freebie pattern for people participating in Barbara Anna's latest sale, which the last part's just been released on the 1st of July, and it's the Winged Dreams stitch along. Oh my gosh, and since I started this on Saturday night, I just can't put it down. I absolutely love it. So this is stitched on 25 count, and I selected Zweigart. I think this is called Sage Green, this colour, and I've made such amazing progress on this. There we go. Oh my god, she's stunning, isn't she? So I finished the actual girl. Now I just need to stitch all the butterflies that surround her. I think there's about 11 in total, and I'm on number 4. So, and I think I've done the biggest butterfly. So yeah, I'm cracking on with that. I'm using all the called for colours except this brighter orange here. I didn't have that one in stock in my stash. So I asked my friend Creepy Stitcher, who has a DMC floss card, what was the closest colour. I think it was 3820 was the called for, and she sent me a couple of options, and 922 was one of them, and I had that one from another Barbara Anna. So I'm just using that, and I don't think you can tell the difference, to be honest. I think it's looking quite good. It's in my Acorn Fairy bag that I stitched. I've showed before. Oh, some floss or something stuck in the zip. This is the Garden Cat. I don't actually think I've worked on this much at all, actually, thinking about it, since the last time I showed it to you. It might be exactly the same or just a few stitches in it. I would like to get back to this one. But yeah, I'm using all the call for DMCs for that one. Yeah. That's the Satsuma Street pattern. I never stitched a Satsuma Street before, Jodie Rice, but I'm really enjoying it, and I've seen quite a few of her patterns that I'd like to do. I think it's the Trio of Friends. That one looks absolutely brilliant. I'd really like to stitch those. They're really colourful. Oh, this is a new start since last time we spoke. And I showed the kit of this in my last Flosstube. It's the Cotton and Twine May 2022 subscription box, and you get everything in the kit to make this pretty bag to stitch. And I think I might have started this the same day as my last Flosstube, if not maybe a day or so afterwards. So I'm using the Ada that's in the pack and all the flosses, and this is where I got up to before I got distracted by something else and put it down. So sorry, I've got lots of threads that are parked there. So I've written the word things. Oh, is that going to tuck behind there? Ah! So I've written the word things, and I'm slowly working on this bee down here. I think I've picked up this once or twice. So I worked on this solidly for a few days, and then I've picked it up a couple of times since, maybe for an evening or so. So yeah, I'm really enjoying that one when I pick it up. Sometimes I think it's really nice to stitch on Ada and have a bit of a break from the you know, the 32 count. I mean, I see people stitching on 40 count and I don't know how they do it, because sometimes I get really bad eye strain with 32 count, especially if I'm stitching for a few hours in the evening, which is what I generally do once my girls have gone to bed. Yeah, I just get quite bad eye strain and blurry vision, so I think sometimes it's quite nice to stitch on Ada. It just seems to be a lot easier on the eyes, and yeah, it's a nice break just doing, you know, stitching. Well, it's 2 over 1, isn't it, on Ada? Is that right? Yeah. So yeah, that's that one. What's this one? Oh, this is the Wing Dreams Stitch Along, the latest Barbara Anna. I haven't got a cover photo for this, I'll put it in here. And I'm stitching this on 32 count, I think it's Colonial Blue that I had in stash from another Barbara Anna that I did. Got a bit of thread or something stuck there. And to be honest, I've got a bit stalled on this. So part 1 was this really gorgeous sun, these sun rays, and then these moon phases. So that moon phase will be over here as well, and then there's obviously some more sun rays as well. So that was part 1. I still haven't finished that. Part 2, oh, and part 1 also has some more flowers here as well, black flowers and ones like this. So I haven't finished part 1. Part 2 was a wing exactly the same as this, but over here. I've not finished that. There's a theme here. And part 3, I haven't even started yet, and it got released a week ago. I've just got no motivation to pick this up, and I don't know why. I think I just got absolutely hooked on Butterfly Dreams, and I'm just like, no, don't want to do that. But I will. I'm sure once I finish Butterfly Dreams, I'll get back to this. But the reason I picked this blue is because I thought this butterfly wing really, really popped on it. Because I think originally it was supposed to be on a grey. But yeah, Charlie Feathers doesn't really do grey. I much prefer the blues and the pastels and the natural colours. So yeah, I'm really pleased with how this is looking, and I'm looking forward to picking it up again. I love the variegated flosses in this. I don't know if it's showing up very well. So we've got variegated floss here in this blue and in the yellows. It's stunning. And the finished part is just, oh, beautiful. Yeah. I know I will enjoy it, and I will get into it. I think it was quite a lot stitching that wing, and I finished one and I was just like, yeah, I need a break from that. I don't feel like stitching the second one again. I think if I knit the central girl, if I stitch the central girl, I feel more motivated to do that second wing. I just couldn't face it straight away. It was quite a lot of intense stitching. I don't think I've worked on this either, but I'll show you. This is the Fantastic Felines. I'm sorry, I'm not going to get it all out because it's all a massive part of Ada, and it's all really tightly held in place there because the Ada was getting really filthy. But yeah, Fantastic Felines. This is a pattern that I bought off Etsy, and I'm using a mix of called for and stash DMCs for this one. I don't think I've picked this up at all. I would quite like to and get this second cap done. It's just such a big project that, because there's 4 humongous cats going to be on this. But yeah, I will get there. Oh, my last whip. Is that right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. That's right. Apologies again, a black and white front cover. This is the Moonshine Cabin by Jacob from Modern Folk Embroidery. I have definitely stitched on this. I'm sure I have. Because I don't think I had, from memory, I think I had half the cabin and I didn't have any of this tree. I'm pretty sure. If not, you'll get to see it again. And I'm doing this on Zweigart 32 count charcoal grey with the called for DMCs. And I love how this is looking. The delicacy of the colours on this dark coloured fabric I think is absolutely stunning. And the only thing I changed was I've changed the eye colour of this bird. It was originally like a light grey. I didn't think it showed enough, so I changed it to black. But yeah, loving how that looks. So yeah, 7 whips at the moment. I normally allow myself a rotation of 8. So I think I will start another one soon. I don't think it will be long before I finish Butterfly Dream, so I'll probably be able to start too soon. I'm just going to talk about a few plans. So I went to Hobbycraft recently because my husband got a new Hobbycraft card. I've already got one, but he got a new one because he wanted one of his own. And we got a 15% off code. So I got some Ada 14 count, and it's the glitter one. Is that showing? I have nicked a bit of this actually. I nicked a bit off this because I tried to do some fabric dyeing with the Tim Holtz Distress Spray inks, because I watched a few YouTube tutorials about dyeing papers with them, and I wondered if I would be able to make them colour fast on cross stitch fabrics, but unfortunately I haven't. It's really bleeding. I even let it air dry until it was completely dry, heat set it with an iron, or tried to. But as soon as I submerged it in water again, it started really leaching the dye. So that's not going to be successful. So I think I am going to have to give in and buy some Rip dyes. Does anyone know if you can buy Rip dyes as smaller bottles, or do you have to buy the big bottles? Because what I'd really like is some small bottles so I get a larger selection of colours. That would be really good. But yeah, I've got all the flosses to stitch Little Red Fish. And I'm going to do it on that glitter 14 count Ada. I've started collecting some of the threads together there. I think the ones that I'm missing are all in existing projects already. Because as you know, if you stitch Barbara Anna, she uses a lot of the same colours, which is good because you don't end up buying too much stash. Well, you still do, but yeah. I also really want to stitch this, which I also bought from Creative Poppy, and it's Barbara Anna, I Give You My Heart. I've loved this pattern as soon as I first saw it, well over a year ago. I love it. And the fabric I've got in mind for this is the Zweigart 32 count. I can't remember what colour. I think it might be apricot. But I think there is quite a lot of peach tones, so I'm going to have a play around with substituting some of the colours, I think. But I think I've got most of those in stash as well, if not all of them. Be careful how much of this I show, I'll just fold it. I've got the fabric for this. This is the Halloween Tales by Lindy Stitches, and I've got a fabric I think for the Franken's Cat, this one, but I'll have to think about the fabric for the Purple Transport. It's on a yellow. And I've just put in an order at Patchwork Rabbit for all the flosses for that, because it's a mix of Weeks Dye Works and DMC. There was only one Weeks Dye Works they didn't have. I can't remember which one it was. I think it might be Lily Pad. I bought quite a lot of DMCs and DMC floss, and I also bought quite a few different types of fabric to try. And I also got an advent calendar last week on the 1st of July, last Friday, from Patchwork Rabbit, and I just cannot wait. Just noticed that I'm getting quite a lot of glare off my glasses. Sorry, I'll take them off. Yeah, did anyone else get an advent calendar? Oh, I'm so excited. I decided to do the instalments, so it's 4 instalments of like £21.50, and that covers the postage as well. Oh, I just can't wait to get it. I've never had an advent calendar before, it's really exciting for me. So another one I ordered DMC floss for was Barbara Anna's. Another latest release is Dreaming of Van Gogh. And I've got in mind for this Zweigart 32 count. I can't remember what colour this is, but it's like a navy blue. It's a bit of a light navy blue, but I think it will look nice on that. And then the last plan. I saw this pattern release on Instagram and I had to buy it because it just resonated with me so much. So this is the Stitches RSVP by Alicia Paulson, but she's got a name for her shop. I can't remember what it's called. I think it might be Cozy Posy. I'm pretty sure it's Cozy Posy, it's not on the pattern. If it's something different, I'll put it down below. But it says, listen, I still want to be invited, but I'm not coming. And that is me to a T. I get really, really upset. Well, not upset, but I'm a bit like, oh, they didn't invite me. But of course, people invite me to things, and I'm just like, thanks, but no thanks. I'd rather be at home stitching or watching TV. You know, I'm such an introvert. I just like my own company. So yeah, I thought that is 100% me. I have to stitch it. And I sent it to Yasmin and to Crafty Yams, and I said, does this resonate with you, and do you want us to do a stitch along with me? And they both came back and said yes. So I've ordered some fabric for this. I've ordered some Permin 32 count in like a light blue, so it's going to be different because originally it's on like a tealy fabric, but I've ordered the flosses for this one as well. So I haven't come up with a start date for this yet or a hashtag, but once I do, I'll announce it on my Instagram. And if you're not following me, then please do. I'm at Charlie Feathers on Instagram, and I'll announce it on there. But if anyone would like to join us, they're more than welcome. I'll put the link, while the kids are skateboarding outside, I'll put the link for the pattern down below. And as I said, once my fabric and flosses arrive, I'll think about setting a date with Yasmin and Crafty Yams, and I'll let you know, and we'll set up a hashtag. So yeah, can't wait to start that one. So yeah, I've got 7. I'm probably quite close to finishing Butterfly Dreams, so then I'll be able to start 2 more. So I'll probably start the Stitches invitation, and maybe I will start I Give You My Heart. I think that's my plan. So I've received another box from Cotton and Twine. This was the June subscription box. I have actually paused my membership for now because I'm just not stitching them as quick as I thought I would, and I'm not actually too keen on this month's, which will be July. It's really lovely. I just don't think I'll stitch it and use it. It's a jute bag that you stitch this seaside design onto, but I've got so many jute bags, I just thought I just don't need it, and it, you know, I need to put the money towards my advent calendar for Patchwork Rabbit. So that's like well, this box is £20, so yeah, that covers my Patchwork Rabbit advent calendar. So this is June Cotton and Twine design, and it's this really lovely summer blooms, and it comes really lovely packaged. As before, you get this really nice paper, so when you open it you get lovely goodies. This is really nice. So it's a lunch snack bag. It's not insulated, but it's a really lovely bag. It's quite roomy as well. you get that. I just love that design on it. This is Autumn Falls. Does it say where it's from? Puckator, which is designed in the UK, and it's made from 100% plastic water bottles. So that's nice. I've already opened these. I'm a bit naughty really because I haven't started stitching it. I absolutely love these vegan sweets. They're called Candy Kittens. I've seen them in Sainsbury's, I've seen them in Asda. They're free of palm oil. They're a UK company. They use actual vegetable juices, fruit vegetable juices. They're a London-based company. Yeah, they're really lovely. These ones are sour watermelon and they're little cats. I had to hide these from my daughter. But yeah, I have already opened them. Nicked a couple. Another lovely East of India bag, which has got in your Zweigart Linnet, Zweigart Ada. It's quite a nice neutral colour. There are your flosses. You usually get a needle as well. Yeah, you get a little needle. You get a really lovely tea bag. I got Earl Grey last time as well. And you also get a really nice frame, which you can either hang or stand up. So for £20, I think that's absolutely fantastic. You know, you get a frame, you get the snack bag, sweets, your flosses, your fabric, the needle and the pattern. I just think that's brilliant value for money really. £20 including the postage. Brilliant. So I've just paused my subscription now, but if I like the following months and I can afford it, then I can just resubscribe again at a click of a button. I think they're quite a nice company to support. You know, they support small businesses and I do like it. I'm a bit sad really that I've stopped it. Oh, and I forgot to show you this. Another thing that I started. This is another bag that I made. I made this a while ago. They're from upholstery fabric. I actually made this for my daughter's cross stitch project. That she used it for a week or so, and then she spotted that I had a knitting bag with cats on it. If I can hang on a minute and I'll go and get it. It's just over here. So my eldest daughter Evie, she's 5.5, she'll be 6 in December. She is absolutely obsessed with cats. So she saw that I have this bag for my knitting, and I bought this years ago and from Fondant Fibre, Deb. She's an amazing lady. I don't really know what's happened to her, to be honest, because she was an amazing yarn dyer. She made amazing project bags. Oh, she was so lovely, so generous. She used to make stitch markers, all sorts of things. Lovely, lovely lady. I used to buy so much stuff off her when I knitted prolifically. But she just like dropped off the face of the earth. Like, she doesn't post on Instagram or anything, and she hasn't done for years. It's really strange. Anyway, she made this bag. But Evie saw it and she was like, that's mine. But I might as well show you what she gets up to, because she's very inspired by what Mummy does. So this is one of her things that she stitched. So what Evie likes to do is sort of like free flow stitching. So she likes stitching buttons on things. She needs help with that sometimes. And she just goes with the flow. So this is a rabbit. She tells me this is a rabbit, and I can see it. Look, I think the ears are here and the legs. And she's stitched a little florogamic mushroom there. And the other thing that she's been working on, I might have to take this out of the hoop so you can see it. She's been working on this for ages, a good couple of months. She switches between the two and she leaves it for a while and then comes back. So Evie likes to use a Pilot friction pen, which dissolves under heat of the iron. And she draws on what she wants and then she stitches it. So this started as a house. The only thing I helped with this was this roof. She really struggled with that. And stitching on the buttons. But apart from that, Evie has done this all by herself. Apart from having to thread a needle, obviously, and help her weaving and at ends. So this is transformed into a house with flowers. She stitched this rabbit and a cat. This grass all down here. And this is what I was really blown away by. She started being inspired by Floral Dreams by Barbara Anna. Can you see that? The face with the keys hanging down and the flowers on her head. I just think it's amazing. And I said to her, Evie, that's incredible. So yeah, that's what she gets up to. Sorry, all that tangent over a cat bag. So she nicked the cat bag, so I thought, well, can I have your other bag? And she said, yeah, of course you can, Mummy. So I've ended up with this bag, which I really love. And this is some upholstery fabric that I bought from Dunelm Mill. And I think I got this drawstring cord. Where did I buy that from? I think from Hobbycraft. Just realised this project is matching the bag a bit actually. That's a happy coincidence. And I started knitting. I've not wanted to knit for so long. I completely lost my knitting mojo, but I found this pattern online. I'll put the picture here. And it's by Bumblebee Acres Farm. And I saw it and I kept coming back to it. And I thought, I love that. I'm gonna knit it. I'm gonna knit it. So it uses three 100-gram balls of DK weight yarn. And this is where I've got up to so far. It's really simple, meditative knit. I'm really enjoying it. The only thing you have to pay attention to is the yarn overs at the beginning and the end of the row and in the middle at the moment. That's it. It's so lovely. Now it's rhythmically in my head, it's so easy. So you knit across, purl all the way back, knit, purl, it's so lovely. And I don't know if I've told you this before, but I used to be a huge knitter. That was what I used to spend all my time doing. But when I became a vegan, I'm thinking, was it 4 or 5 years ago? So I was vegetarian. I'd been vegetarian for about 12 years. And I made the transition to vegan, and I just fell out of love, obviously, with animal fibres. I didn't want to spin them anymore, I didn't want to knit with them anymore. I either sold or gave away all of my animal fibre stash. I've sold my spinning wheel quite a long time ago now. And over time, I've just slowly lost my knitting mojo. I think I do like knitting with plant fibres, but it's definitely different. Anyway, I had this yarn in my stash and I thought that would be perfect for that pattern. And this really, really lovely, kind person on Ravelry gave me loads of this yarn for free. I just wanted to get rid of it. I was like, yes, please. I just had to pay the postage. And it's Sublime Isla double knitting. They come in 100-gram hanks, and that's 220 meters. And it's a blend of 50% cotton and 50% bamboo sourced viscose. Oh, it's so drapey and soft and lovely. This is going to be so lovely around my neck, especially in the autumn. So I started knitting with this, I suppose you would say it's a neutral off-white sort of beigey colour. And then I still haven't picked the other two that I'd like to use. So it starts with one block of colour, then it moves into another block and then a third block, and then it's got a really lovely bind off, as you'll see in the picture that I post. And I haven't decided yet what other colours I would like to use. So these are my other options. I don't know if anyone else knows what would look nice. So I've got this really lovely pink, like a limey green, a grey, and this really lovely blue. So is there a good way of showing that? Yeah. So I was thinking that I would quite like to use the pink and the grey. I just think they'd look so lovely. But yeah, if you've got any thoughts, then post a comment please. But I've only been picking this up really at the weekends when my husband's around and my hands feel a bit twitchy because I'm not doing anything. I kind of pick it up then, or maybe in the evenings while my husband's cooking dinner and the girls are like busy pottering around together. I might sit and do a few rows then. But yeah, I'm really enjoying knitting on that when I do, and it feels nice to knit again. It feels really comforting and nice that I'm knitting again. So yeah, that's everything I've been working on or am working on. So yeah, the last thing I wanted to talk about really was the Sitchy retreat I'm going on. I'm so excited. So Anita from the Violet Stitcher, if you don't watch her Flosstube, I would definitely recommend that you go over and watch her. She's based in Bristol. She's got some amazing projects, really amazing. She also does like glass work, and I think she said she makes jewellery as well. I might have got that wrong. But her Flosstube is truly lovely. She's got some lovely projects. She's a really lovely person. Anyway, in one of her Flosstubes, she talked about a stitching retreat in Devon. I thought I have to find out about that because I'm in Cornwall. Obviously, it's not that far. It's like a couple of hours on the train. So I got in contact with her. She was really lovely, sent me the details of the Facebook group, and it's called Bee Stitchy Retreats. They've got 2 retreats at the moment. One's going to be in Solihull. I think that's sometime at the end of this year. And then there's the one in Newton Abbot in Devon, which is going to be next February. That's the one that I'm booked onto. So I'm going away for a whole weekend. So Friday morning I will leave and I won't come back till Sunday night. Staying in the hotel. They've got a really nice pool and gym, I think. You've got 24-hour access to the stitching room. And yeah, you get all your meals included, drinks. So yeah, I'm going to be going up on the train on the Friday morning and coming home Sunday night, and I cannot wait. I haven't been away on my own for a whole weekend since before my daughter was born. So it's been 5.5 years. It'll be over 6 years by that time. And I've been breastfeeding or pregnant for most of that time as well, because when I wasn't breastfeeding I was pregnant with my second daughter Fern. So I just can't wait. My youngest will be over 2 by then, so I think she will understand if I'm not here. And I have looked into borrowing a breast pump, so I'll be able to express my milk while I'm gone, so I won't be uncomfortable for one. And also I can express the milk for her before I go and leave it in the fridge or the freezer in case my husband gets really desperate if she's getting upset. But I'm trusting that it will be okay. My oldest daughter, she was okay around that age. She stopped breastfeeding when she was just a month before 3, sorry. So she was 2 years, 11 months when she finally stopped. But she did considerably cut down, I would say, after she was 2. So yeah, I'm trusting that it will be fine, and I'm so looking forward to it. I've paid my deposits and my place is all confirmed, and oh, what a treat it will be. So yeah, I just wanted to do some shout outs. That was the last thing I wanted to do. So I've mentioned Anita, the Violet Stitcher. Also wanted to mention Stitchy Sally. Thank you so much, Sally, because you shouted me out on not your last Flosstube but the one before. That was so kind of you. I've also been watching Michelle from Lilac Cottage Crafts. Oh, she's so lovely, and her dog, I think he's called Bobby. They're such a sweet Flosstube pair. I've also been watching Blushing Pink Stitches. She's got a daughter that's exactly the same age as my second daughter, so that's really nice. I also mentioned Crafty Stitches, which is a Flosstube with Heather and Crafty Old Man Steve. I've just started watching them because obviously Heather helped me with the Lowry stand, and yeah, I've watched a few of their episodes and I really enjoy them. And if you really like full coverage, then I think you should definitely check them out if you don't already know them. And the last person I wanted to mention was Cynthia Brew, because I found her for the first time yesterday. She's an American lady. I don't know exactly where in America, but she's such a gentle, lovely soul. I loved watching her Flosstube. I found it really relaxing. and she's got some stunning projects. I particularly liked the finish that she shared of Marion the Librarian, and I looked online for it and I couldn't find it anywhere, so I actually messaged her and said, do you know if it's available as a PDF download anywhere? But she said she's going to look into it and get back to me, so thank you so much for that, Cynthia. And I can't wait to watch more of you. I think you've got quite a lot for me to watch on the back catalogue, so I'll definitely be doing that. So yeah, if any of those strike an interest, and yeah, it's so lovely to record again and be back, and maybe it's just a bit more realistic for me to aim to record every 3 to 4 weeks, and I actually get quite a bit of stitching done in that time, so I could do a bit of a lengthier video, which people commented they liked last time. So yeah, I hope everything is well. I'm going to keep resting my sprained ankle. I only did it yesterday afternoon, so I'm hoping if I keep resting it I'll be back on my feet hopefully at the weekend, because I want to go swimming and I want to go down to Penzance Promenade and take the girls on their scooter. And yeah, I'm trying to think what else I've done the last few weeks. Oh, of course I haven't mentioned that. So in my local, the closest town to me, there's a really lovely creative craft community, and Phil, the man who works in one of the galleries there, he's an amazing textile artist, and he was commissioned by the local Redruth Town Council to make these beautiful banners, and they had the opening event of it. It wasn't this weekend, it was the weekend before. I will try and include some video at the end if I can, or some pictures so you can see it if you haven't seen it on my Instagram already. But they displayed his banners that he's made. Some of them he made collaboratively with other artists, some of them he made just by himself, and they're pretty impressive. They're like, some of them I think are about 2 or 3 meters suspended from the ceiling, and he used a range of like free motion embroidery, hand stitching, like stitch and slash and tear, you know, that technique. Yeah, sewing on beads. Oh, it's really stunning work. My friend Simone, I've practiced Buddhism with her for quite a few years, but she's this amazing opera singer, like an opera soprano, and one of the banners was based on this lady from Redruth in the 1800s who was also an opera soprano called Fanny Moody, and I think she was very well renowned, I think world renowned at that time. If you Google her you'll probably find some more information about her, but one of Phil's banners was all about Fanny Moody, and as a special guest my friend Simone, who's also an opera singer, she came along and sang at the event, and it was really special. So yeah, I'll try and include some pictures and a video at the end. Will explain a bit more about what the event was about. So I went to that on my own, which was really nice. And yeah, apart from that, we've just been going to the park, spending time out in the back garden, going down to the beach. We had a week of really quite nice hot weather, so we were going down to the beach most evenings with the bodyboard, and meeting friends down there. We had a dinner down there a couple of nights because my friend's birthday party, we had a barbecue on the beach down there. It was really nice. All the kids were like playing on the sand with each other. It was really, really lovely. So yeah, that's all I've really been up to. I hope you've been getting plenty of stitching done. And I've just realised this is 56 minutes long, so I'm going to sign off now. Lovely to chat, and I'll speak to you soon. Take care.